Alright, so this is round 1 in the event that happened July 3rd. I'm playing versus a person I haven't played in a long time. He's still a local player, but he normally plays a different store. Shows me his companion. I'm not a fan. I'm not really sure. That companion kind of gets played into a couple other decks, so I'm not sure what he's playing, and I'm just trying to figure it out. It'll come to me as soon as he plays a couple cards. Throw one back, and I play Forest, and I play Search for Tomorrow. He keeps a slow hand, it looks like. The tap stopping grounds, and then I play a Valakut and another Search for Tomorrow. I feel like I'm ramping pretty good. Pretty happy so far. Got a lot of good ramp going on. He has no pressure on the board. Don't know what he's playing yet. And so I'm just like trying to figure out what he's doing. Maybe he's playing like red green stompy, and he's going to be like putting a bunch of pressure on the board, and I'll lose next turn. I'm not really sure what's going on yet. He taps and plays Life from the Loam, and then so I'm like, well, I guess you're playing Jund then. So that's the only thing I could think that plays like Life right now. No, I'm sorry, not Jund. Dredge. So I think he's on Dredge, which is like very strange cards to be playing for Dredge. So I'm not really like sure what's going on, but it'll come to me soon. I get a forest. I'm sorry, I get a mountain. I already have a Valakut in play, and maybe needing some Valakut triggers soon. Play a Steve, and I pass the turn. So I can go up to 6 lands next turn without a land drop. So he plays Ren 6. He cycles basically. He picks up the card and brings it back. And then I'm trying to figure out if I want to go to 6 before I drop a land, or go to 6 after I drop a land. So I decide I want to go to 6 before the land drop. So he lets me shortcut, gets me another mountain. So I have 2 forests and 3 mountains in play. No fetches so far, no non-basics, besides my Valakut. I play Summoners Back, get another Primeval Titan, and then that'll be it. For now, I get a Valakut and a Stopping Grounds, no triggers. I got double Valakuts, and I got I'm up to 4 mountains. I gotta remind myself that I have a Summoners Back trigger, and he's a lot of pressure on my side of the field. I have a lot of ways to win. I'm pretty close to winning just from attacking with Primeval Titan, and he needs to figure out. I have a lot of pressure on my side. He plays Liquid Metal. He trains my Titan to an artifact, and then he destroys it. I'm like, okay, well now I know what he's playing. He's playing Artifact Land Destruction. So I pay for pack, and now I'm like kind of like green locked right now. I only have 1 green that I can play, and I only have 5 mountains right now, so no triggers. Kind of a really bad turn. I really don't have anything to play. Like I said, my green was locked down pretty hard, and I'm still haven't got any fetches, so I really can't like get any double lands yet. Which is probably like with hindsight, it's probably a good thing. Like he could have probably do a lot better, like destroying my non-basics than destroying my basics. Because and right now it's good for me because I don't have anything he can target with Liquid Metal. That particular Liquid Metal cannot hit lands, so it's good news for me, and that's going to be something he's trying to figure out what to do. And as far as I'm aware, he doesn't do anything too much this turn. I think he just pluses on Ren 6 and gets back the land to cycle, and I'm doing okay. So it's going to be okay. Don't give him any targets, and all he does is play a Karn, gets that artifact that lets you sacrifice lands to gain life, and he plays that, and I'm like, okay, well, his new life total is now going to be 20 plus 2 times the number of lands he has in play. So he has 5 lands in play, so that means he can go up to 30. Now it's time for me to do math. I'm counting how many lands I got, counting how to get to do at least 30, and I'm working. I float everything, so I float 3 green, and what was that? 7 red. Because I have a Ren 6 in my hand. And I'm doing this before I do a land drop. So I escape shift to figure out what to do, and I'm trying to figure out ways to get up to over 30. So if I get another Valor Kit and 4 mountains, I'll be able to do 4 mountains times 3, which is 36 damage. And that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to sacrifice 6, get 4 mountains, 1, 2, 3, 4, and another Valor Kit, and each of those mountains come into play does 9 damage. So that's 36 damage total going at him. This was a lot more complicated when I was doing it at the time, but looking back at it, it was pretty basic stuff. But I was kind of nervous, and he draws 4 and cycles his land. He doesn't draw anything, and it's game 2. So I'm thinking about like cards to put in for the liquid metal like land destruction cards. And I'm like, don't really have anything for it. It's nothing really like I'm really like favored in the matchup, and it's nothing really like to do. I just gotta like I can pick up cards with Ren 6. I can outrace him so he can't unlock me mostly, and I can just out survive it basically. He has no way to like really like lock me down behind some cards unless they're like some things. I'm running two forest, so that means that he can't lock me out of green by like destroying my my non-basics and stuff. So I'm not really too upset but I do have like a lot of cards that I don't feel are great. I don't feel like witches are that great. I don't feel like charms are that great in the matchup. But so I think I throw back 2 charms and 2 wishes, and I put in some cards that would be able to help me in the matchup. And I really just like trying to figure out what I want to do and just like figure it out. I want to get him out, so I put a Useju who endures in, and I put in a few other cards. I'm just trying to keep my same game plan. There's nothing really like wrong. I did put in some artifact hate just for the like liquid metal coating and stuff like that, because I don't want to deal with that all the time if I could avoid it. But so he keeps his land. We both fetch and shock. Both get a stomping grounds, and he gets 1 tapped. I play a search for Marl, and it's end of my turn. So he plays a Ren 6. I'm like, that's a great idea. I'm gonna do the same. I play a Ren 6, and I pick up my fetch land too, and we're both okay. So I had a better turn 1 play that I had turn 1 play, and next turn it'll be a pretty good, as long as I can keep like my Ren 6 in play. My Ren 6 is key card. Other key cards include just the basic cards in the deck. Like Dryad is a good like interaction card that he needs to deal with as well. He does have an interaction for it because he can like Buseiju it and stuff like that. But it's definitely a card that he needs to be aware of and needs to like to work on and to be focused about and knowing about. So I fetch for a forest, trying to get basics whenever I can. He Buseiju's my first non-basic, and I'm gonna go get. Well, I already have 2 basics, so I'm gonna go get a line that comes into play untapped, so I don't have to pay for. I want to keep my life a little bit high. So right now I'm just trying to figure out. I have a Dryad in my hand. In fact, I think I have 2 Dryads in my hand right now. Play a Dryad, play the land for the turn, and then played for land for Dryad, and then I go plus, pick up with Ren 6, and I'm done. So I'm still like, I have a great board today. I don't have like a Valor Kit yet, but I'm working on it. And I don't want to have it out too early, because then he can just Buseiju it away, and then that sucks. He's thinking, trying to figure out what to do. He's counting cards, figuring out what his next turn's going to be. It's going to be a big one. He pluses, gets back to Viseju, and then he Viseju's my Dryad. And that's okay. I mean, that ramps me basically, which is I'm okay with. And that just gives me more like cards to have in play, and that just gives me more like my Scape Shift opportunities is better. So now I know he has one that he can pick up, and he just picked it up again. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna have to figure with like getting myself blown up during my turn or whatever. So I play Valakut. He had the one in his hand. This is the second one he's played. He played one for Dryad, and then he played one for Valakut. And then I'm okay with that. I go to comes into play tapped, and then I get 2 Valakuts if I remember right. And then I'm still feeling okay. I get 1 Valakut and a Mountain. I'm still feeling okay. I still have like a lot of ways that I can win. I have a Titan that he needs to deal with. I have a Rin 6 he needs to deal with. I have a Valakut he needs to deal with. He has a lot of cards that he needs to deal with that take cards out of his hand. That if he has a bad land or if he has like bad things in his hand, I can just win next turn. I'm already at 6 on my Rin 6, so I'm doing pretty good with that. He's trying to count out his stuff, so I know he's planning something. Just trying to figure out ways to win. So here he goes with the liquid metal. He puts both liquids and destroys my card or my Titan, but he leaves my Valakut in play. So this is the final turn. So what happens is oh, I'm sorry, not the final turn. I just play a Steve. This final turn's coming up. So now I have a Steve and I play a Steve and Ren 6. So what I did there was I played a land, did 3 damage to his Ren 6, and then I did 1 damage minus on my Ren 6 to kill his. So that I figured that was a great trade. I would go down 1, I would make my turn count 1 longer for my Ren 6, but I would stop his loop. So here comes Life from the Loam, picks up some really good cards. He looks like a Viseju and a couple like fetch lines and stuff, but it leaves my Valakut open. So I play another Valakut, no triggers, and then this is where the end of the turn starts. So I play a Dryad. I ask if it resolves. He says it does resolve. So right now I have another chance to do it. So right now we're waiting to see if he lets the Dryad resolve. He does let the Dryad resolve. I play another Valakut out of my hand, get 3 triggers. Here is what he does. He targets my Valakut to stop the triggers. He doesn't know that does not stop the triggers. So in response, I target. I sacrifice Steve, get another Mountain. So I'm gonna have 6 triggers so far on the stack right now. His Viseju resolves, and I get another 2 triggers on the stack. He was at 16, I believe, and that's more than enough triggers to kill.